Hey everybody, it's Lacey. Welcome back to Paws and Paper. So I'm here today with a new journal that I have available. This one here was kind of fun. I've never done one like this before. It's a soft cover, and it's also the one with like the removable, like you can take the signatures out and just put new signatures in when you have filled them up. So this was kind of a fun adventure for me. Yeah, a whole bunch of new things different here. So it's covered in this really pretty like gold and this like I don't it's not it's kind of like a minty green, really like silky satiny type upholstery fabric, and it's real soft and it's squishy. I have it it's lined on the inside here with some batting and everything to give it that really squishy feel. It's got a trim of lace down the side here, and then I put some lace on the side here, which is one of those little tags. Whoops, one of those little tags that I had made on a video here previously. And this is all removable. I mean, that's just tied on there, so you could always take that off. But I thought that's really cute. That way, when you set it on a shelf or something, it just looks really neat. So the inside here, I have covered in this really pretty, like the green, the minty green and the pinks. Looks very, I want to think like French cottage almost. So it folds all open like this. And these are all just completely, there's two signatures in here. And the problem I had was I just kept stuffing them full of things. So they got a little bit chubbier than I was, thinking. But definitely, I mean, this is a soft cover, so I mean, you could pack it full and it would expand to however, much you wanted to put in there. But yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe this would be a really fun one to be more of like a scrapbook type. I would collect things and just stick them in here and, write a little note here or there. But that's what I was kind of thinking. So here it is all folded out. And then this is another thing new for me. I used scrapbook paper as most of my pages in here. So these are all, you'll recognize the Tim Holtz papers. It was like my very first paper pad I had gotten was this Tim Holtz paper pad. And I've never used it like to make journal pages. So I thought this was almost like the perfect journal for that. So this one here, I've just die cut and I insert one of my wildflower digis. This is one out of my kit here. And I just put that in the center there. It's all sewed around like a messy sew around. And then I just made a pocket here at the top, and that's all sewn around. And I just sewed some vintage lace at the top of one of these Tim Holtz papers that you can, just write on as a tag or journal. Again, I was thinking, like this would be like a scrapbook. You could like glue little pictures and receipts and stuff like that on it. That's what I was thinking. This could be a really scrappy type journal. So then there's an alternating between the Tim Holtz pages, which I have sewn around most of those pages. And then I have some coffee dyed pages in here. I've done a lot of like little add-ons here. Like here I just put a paper clip and I paper clipped on this. This was from a vintage bird book, and I had made like a little envelope out of it. Just got a little tab there that you can use to play with. And I put that on there mainly to protect this this really pretty, this is out of like one of those first readers. This is such a cool old page. I love those pictures. So I just tucked little things like that in there. And mainly that is to protect that old book page because I didn't want to put the paper clip on that old book page there. Just more of the Tim Holtz papers underneath. Here's some music page that I have sewn around, and then on the inside I just made like a pocket out of it, and I've tucked in some old things here. This is an old postcard from Germany, I believe. Yeah, it's all in German. From, I believe, I can't tell if that's, I know how they do their dates differently, maybe 1956 maybe? I can't tell. I don't know how they do their dates as well. But anyway, that's an old postcard with a really cool picture. And this is just a front of a greeting card. And I just did some little stitching on there that I thought was cute just to add some color to this page. And here's some more of those Tim Holtz pages. And on the back of this one here, then I have sewn like a flip out double pocket here. Actually, this is a triple pocket. So there's 2 pockets here, and I just did a little fabric little ruffle thing at the top of that little piece. Lots of pockets to tuck things in. Here's just a little tag I made with a little ribbon embellishment. And this one here, there's a pocket on top. This was kind of cool. You know those like the fly pages of a book where people a lot of times sign their books? So what I did, I took the page out of that book and I just cut it down because I wanted to keep, you know, the signature and the date. And then I just did some watercoloring on it, sewed around it, and I backed it with some coffee dyed, I did like a scrappy little collage of college ruled paper on the back. So it makes kind of like a, like a cool little journaling card, I thought, because I just love when people sign their books. I think that's really cool. So that just gets turned into a neat little journaling card. This was cool too. I recently found this. This is like that calligraphy paper, and it's real, like, it feels really velvety. It's a thicker kind of paper too, but that's how you practice your calligraphy, which I just thought was kind of cool paper. I'd probably sit there and I'd just color in the squares because I can't write in calligraphy. I'd just probably color in the squares. More Tim Holtz pretty papers. Here's some Edith Holden book page in here just because I like the pictures. This here is out of a vintage French storybook. I thought they had really cool pictures in those. These are real soft, velvety, thick pages too. You can actually feel the writing. It's like raised. The text is like raised on there. It's kind of cool. More of the Tim Holtz pages sewn around. So here's the center. And this one here just has a flip up, which I just put on this was kind of a neat paper clip. Just a fun little paper clip there with an embellished thing on it. And then on the inside here, it flips up, and I found these. These are kind of really cool, too. These old, these are actually like star chart cards. They're like index cards, but they have like constellations on them and tells you how to find them, which I thought was kind of fun. So tuck that in there, and so then you have a flip here to write on or stick some stuff there. And then in the side here is just a pocket, and I've just got a little coffee dyed page here with a little tab on it. That you can tuck right into that back pocket there for some notes. And then here's the removable part. So they're just, this whole signature just comes out. So they're just in here with the elastics, and I put charms on the inside here. But yeah, that whole thing will just come in and out, which I thought that's really cool. You can just take these in and out as you get full. So then on this side here, I just did like a book page, not a book page, a music page, little pocket here that's just glued down. And then I thought this was cool. This is like that handmade paper, but it has seeds in it. So you could actually plant that, and that has some like flowers or stuff in it. So just thought that was cool. You could, getting close to spring, you could plant that and maybe get some flowers to grow. So there's more of that French book page with the cool pictures. There's the Edith Holden book page. Such cute pictures. I love these little like brownish type little illustrations in there. And then this side here, I just have a paper clipped onto the side here. This is just a little notepad thing I made. It's got a little pocket in the back, and I just like did some sewing around a fussy cut flower. I thought maybe you could use that to embellish, you know, part of the journal with. And then this here has just got fabric on the top to reinforce that, and a little tab here out of cardstock. And I just sewed in just a tiny little pad of paper in like 2 different sizes. And I think there's like at least 20 sheets of paper in there, something. Just a little sheet of paper. I figured you could either rip them out and then re-sew in a new signature, or just leave it for your little notes and poems and ideas. So that's just paper clipped right on there with these cool square little paper clip deal things. And then on the back side here is just one of those Tim Holtz little cards. I just thought the colorful butterflies went really well in here. Just looked pretty. More of that calligraphy paper. These are all sewn around the Tim Holtz pages. Here's more of the music page with the pockets. I just tucked in a couple things here. I just did like a an embellished little circle here. I've got all kinds of like different laces and ribbons and a pretty butterfly collaged on there. Again, I just thought maybe you could stick it down and make a little tuck out of it or something like that. And this is just an old piece of, this isn't vintage or anything. This is just like a reproduction of an old piece of paper or whatever. Just I thought it was fun to play with. And then those beautiful Tim Holtz pages. And then on the back of that one here, I have this little tuck pocket thingy. On the side here, I just have a collage tag. This one actually has a bunch of like vintage pieces on it. It's got an old stamp here. This is vintage ledger, some vintage book page. This is out of book page, and then some doily and stuff. Just backed on some coffee dyed paper with some vintage lace sewn at the top. So I just thought that was a cool little fun collaged tag that goes on the side. And then out the top, I just did another little collage tag with this cute little poem. I just thought it was a nice poem to go in there. There's no waste of time. I just thought that was cute. And then it's just backed with some lined coffee dyed paper, and that just goes in the little pocket at the top. More coffee dyed paper, the wonderful Tim Holtz pages, and there's the back of that first signature. Again, I just did another punch out, so there's the layout of the center. So I did a punch out with the wildflower cards in it, which I think looks really cool. So that's the layout of your two signatures. And then I just have a little note card in here that's all sewn around. And then this is just a scanned reproduction of a collage that I had done, and I just made a tag out of it and backed it with, like this is like the fly sheet out of a book. Whoops. And then all sewn around or whatever. So then we're into the second signature. And there's 40 pages in this whole book. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but there are 40 pages in this whole book. So now here's the second signature. And just love these Tim Holtz pages. I was kind of surprised. I really liked working with the scrapbook paper as pages in the book. I've never done that. I've always used just like the coffee dyed paper, you know, like that thinner texture. So I kind of actually liked working with a thicker paper. So here it is, and they're kind of mirrored. The two signatures are mirrored. So you'll see like the first signature had a pocket like this going the other way. You'll just see like the reverse in this side. So I tried to make it just like a mirrored version of itself. So here's another little collage tag I had done. This is some vintage, this is out of a 1917 needlework magazine. There's some, that's just a reproduction. Some scrapbook paper. There's some actual vintage old stamps there and some vintage lace. And this is just backed on some coffee dyed paper. And that goes into the little side tuck. And then in the top, I had done this. This is like a parchment paper tag. So you can still write on top of this. You can write on the parchment paper. And it's lined front and back. So you can write on the whole thing. And it's just sewn around. And that goes in the little top pocket there. And then the music page that I folded and made a little pocket at the bottom. And in this one, I've got, this is another vintage postcard, but I think this one is blank. Yep, it's just blank on the back. But it was just really cute. I like the cats. And then this was just kind of fun. Some vintage wrapping paper with some pretty ladies on it. I thought maybe you could fussy cut out some of those ladies in their pretty dresses. I thought that would be fun. To add. Like I said, I thought this would be kind of like a scrapbooky type journal. More of the sewn Tim Holtz pages. And here's another flip out pockets. This one here has just the little vintage lace at the top with a velvet, pink velvet, little something at the top. Just for decoration. Thought it looked pretty in there. And here's just another piece of the Tim Holtz, whatever, the cardstock, just those little cutout pieces. And here's another little digital tag with a little ribbon and a little flower at the top. This actually has vintage ledger on the back with just a little prompt to say explore. And then the calligraphy paper. I really like the feel of that. That's neat. I think marker would write really neat on that, you know, because it would like soak in because it has that fibrous feel. Just more of the Tim Holtz page, the Edith Holden pages, the pretty pages of hers. I thought the black and white pictures were really cool in there. This is that French book page. Again, that real soft velvety feeling, and just feeling the pages is neat because it's got the texture of the writing. Here's the sewn around Tim Holtz pages, and here's the center of the second signature. And in this one, I just did a little corner kind of like tuck thing there. I sewed around it, put the little birds on it, thought that was kind of cute. And then in there, I just tucked these two little things. I thought this was kind of cool. This is from 1960. And on the back here, you should read this. It says, WBNS-TV is preparing a new series of programs based on reenactments of court cases. Over 250 actors will be needed each year. Each appearance will pay a talent fee of $15. If you are interested, please fill out the return and attached card. I think that's pretty cool. So heck, you could got $15 for your talent to appear on reenacted court cases. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then this is just like I think this is like the negative of a photo. It's hard to see like in the light and everything here, but it's a lady. She's in a beautiful dress, like a long black beautiful dress. It's really hard to see. I'm not going to be able to show you on camera. It's not going to work. But it's really cool. She's in this beautiful black dress. You can tell she has like this belt on. Like you can see the white underskirt. And there's like this pretty tree all in bloom over here. I just thought that was really cool. Just because, you know, can you imagine like the clothes they wore back in the day? Like women worked in these long, huge dresses, like out in the field. That's how they worked. And I'm like, I can't wear a dress, you know, for an hour to go to a wedding or something, not let alone in an all day. I couldn't imagine. And then this signature has a little flower embellishment there tied on that one. This one also has a pretty paper clip, which has the flip here. And again, I have another one of those constellation cards, which are super fun. And then this here is just out of a vintage ledger. And it actually has the watermark on it. I don't know if we'll be able to pick it up on camera or not, but it has the watermark here that says Verno Ledger, which I just thought was cool. It's fun to get those pages that have like the watermarks on them, you know. And then in the little side tuck here, I have this cute, found this United States Armed Forces, I think this was like, yeah, all different, all genuine postage stamps. So this was this cute, just like little envelope. I think you could have mailed it in and got like postage stamps or whatever. But I filled the whole thing with some vintage postage stamps. So there's a whole bunch of, I don't know, just different kind of postage stamps, and they're just really cool colors. There's some blues and purples, so a whole bunch of vintage postage stamps in there to play with. And I just like the pretty blue of that envelope with the window in it. And then some more pretty French book pages with the pretty pictures. And then the Edith Holden pages. And then another one of these little booklets that I made. So this one here is just got two little note cards on it, and these are both backed with, this is actual vintage, that's from that vintage ledger. It's the same ledger. This one just didn't have the watermark on it, so I used that for the back of these cards. And made just another, this is just a little embellished piece down there, fabric on the top. Again, this one just has the same blank pages, little notebook, just for fun, sewn in there. Thought that was cute. So you get like two little notebooks in there with just a little tab. Just held on there. And then I just put, this is just a little washi sticker there, but I thought the lady was pretty. She matched all the colors of the map. And then the calligraphy pages again. More sewing. The music page with the pockets. I just tucked a couple things in this one. This is just a coffee dyed piece of paper. It just says notes, just for writing. This one here is from, let's see, Shory and Shellhouse Colt and Ice Company ice coupon book. There you go. You ran out of coupons, so you need to send that in and get more ice coupons. Back in the day, when your refrigerator didn't make ice, you had to order ice. And then some more, Can you imagine? I can't imagine what it was like to live back then. We are so spoiled with our conveniences. And then some more wrapping paper, vintage wrapping paper. This has, again, this is like a sewing theme, but just all the pretty ladies in their dresses, I thought were so cool. So that's all just tucked in there. Lots of stuff to play with. Well, hello, Stitchers. You haven't joined me in a while. Come here. You gonna say hi to everybody? Stitch, come here. Come here. That's a good boy. Say hi, Stitch. Stitchers is here to help me, aren't you? Yeah, good boy. And then here I've got another, just a vintage. Oh, you're going to lay down. Oh, okay, thank you. That's nice. Helpful. Okay, I got another vintage envelope here. This one has a really pretty, like a wedding picture, and I just did a little stamping there. You're going to knock everything over. And then there's nothing in this envelope. It's just a book page envelope. And then this is out of an English book, I believe. Yeah, this is an old English book, but just a vintage book page, which I thought was fun. You can do your exercises in subjects and verbs, because everybody needs that, right? All right, and that's just paper clipped on there. You're very helpful, thank you. And then we are almost to the end. More coffee dyed paper, more of the Tim Holtz sewn pages, and we are at the last page again with a little die cut oval with the wildflowers in there. And I have another just Tim Holtz paper tag that is sewn around with some of that fun vintage lace. It's got little hearts on it, actually, that vintage lace. I use the same one throughout. And that's just in there. So yeah, this was actually a fun journal to make. I've never made one like this before, that all the signatures will come out. And I've stuffed quite a bit of stuff in here. And I think you can still get more in here. I mean, this is just going to all fold around. You would have plenty of room to still expand. And I did put, just so you know, there is a lightweight cardstock in here. So it's like a layer of cardstock, batting material on both sides. So that's kind of the structure of this, just so you know that what it feels like. So there is some cardstock in there. Gives it a little bit of stiffness, but definitely, I mean, you can bend it all over. That cardstock is not, you know, hindering it from, you know, bending at all. So you could definitely just pile in a ton of stuff in here. And I just put an eyelet, wrapped it in some of this pretty like cream colored silk seam binding, or it might be Sari Silk. I think that's Sari Silk. Yeah, so there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and it will be available in my Etsy shop. So I hope you guys take a look, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.